Welcome back. So today we are on the Mojave damage. This thing took a really bad hit yesterday, and it's got quite a bit of damage. No doubt. The back of the body, this is all caved in over here. The wheelie bar is all twisted up. Worse the wheelie bar has ever been damaged. So we're going to take a look at the damage today. We're also going to talk about what happened. So you can clearly tell. Let me get these off, because I think some people don't understand the problem with rubber tires, especially a belted rubber tire. So here's the rear tire. This let go first, and as you see, it's pretty much a clean break right across here. You can tell the glue held. On this side, it's not a glue issue, it's a tire strength issue. So this blew first. It blew this chunk out. The foam is literally trying to get out of these things. You can see here that the glue and the rubber is, you can still see it. You can tell it's not glued all the way to the back. It's glued just on the face right here. So that's an issue. But even trying to re-glue them, you can't get glue back in here until you get this tire off. So what ends up happening is this thing will start to stretch and grow in the center. The belts that everybody's talking about, this is just string. This isn't steel. These belts, they have a tensile strength, and the tensile strength will stretch until the tensile strength lets go. Then the tire rips open like peeling a banana. And that's exactly what happened to the back one. Front one, we'll get this off. And it happened both on the right side of the RC. So as you see, the tire is glued all the way around on the rim, halfway around on the face. You can see here where the tire is still here. The tire is ripped off the rim. Here's the tire. There's your clean brake. So, and it'll break in between the tread because the rubber is super thin. And then they add this steel belt tape to the inside of the tire, but they've made the tire so thin that, you know, it's still going to stretch. The tensile strength of this belt, look at how clean that brake is. Now this is the front tire, and this will balloon until the belt can't hold it anymore, and then it's just a clean break. You can tell it didn't rip. Usually when the glue comes undone, it'll be a tire like this that came unglued, but it'll be a diagonal, and then you'll have a chunk missing out of the one side, or even, you know, even capturing the other side, but it'll be a diagonal break. It's never a straight across break like this is, because when it starts to grow here, it'll grow until you get one of these. You see that? And then it'll cause a rip, and it's usually diagonal. So this is telling me the tire itself, the rubber itself, is just not strong. And you can tell it looks like they made the rubber thinner, so by adding the belt, it makes the tire a little stronger. Cheaping out on material. If they just would have left the tires the same thickness, and added the belt, would have been stronger. But I feel even these belted tires that people, look at this. Look at the belt. Look at everywhere the belt split. That's telling you just by the inside of the tire, and this is on a section that didn't break the rubber yet. The belt's already broken. Look at the lines going cleanly across that belt. I mean, the tire just stretched. It's stretched too far. You can see right there, it's starting to break across. So, tire just can't handle it. That's the problem with rubber tires. And you know, I honestly, I've had so many blowouts with the Mojave. It's always been steady. If I have a front tire blow, it's really not that bad. Even a back tire, when it lets go, it's not that bad. But to have two tires on the same side let go, it immediately, when you see the rear pop and bounce up, because it bounced up, and then the front let go right after, it threw the whole RC into a barrel roll. And there's nothing I can do about that. There's no recovering from that. So it's pretty much ruined the side here. The fans took a pretty big impact. The back wheelie bar took a really big impact. Everything with the ESC luckily is okay. The RC is still working, but the back of the chassis is twisted. So where the wheelie bar attaches, it's taken this whole rear and twisted it. And then the front lower control arm pulled out the pivot ball. So that's ruined. So it's going to need a lower control arm, a chassis. I'm going to have to replace the wheelie bar and then figure out how much of this rear stuff is bent. There's a lot of damage over in this area. So that's our damage report. Now I'm going to start tearing it down so that I can get this thing fixed. And yes, I am going to fix it. You can see the grass is stuck into this rim from the impact. But you can see that there's no, on this left side, starting to come out right there a little bit, and that's to be expected after a speed run. But it's actually the tire ripping. The glue is still in there. And I asked the guy at the hobby store, because we were talking about these wheels, and he also was saying how you don't need to re-glue them, that he's been running them at 80-90 miles an hour with no issue. And this rim is cracked right here. Cracked rim. And this didn't even get an impact. But this rim is junk too. So I can't even use these rims and drill them for cleats, because this rim is cracked right here. So $110 down the drain. KATARs. So everybody out there that was saying KATARs, that's the tire to run 100%, it is not. I don't believe there's one tire on the market that can hold. And you know, even though the cleats are throwing out cleats, I don't crash the RC when it happens. And I've had several runs on both the prototype and the version 2 that's bigger, and the thing's just straight as an arrow every time on these cleat wheels. And that's the whole reason I built them, was to get rid of rubber tires, because rubber tires cause this. But you get tired of seeing in the comments of people saying that that a particular tire is going to work and that it works for them. But every time I try a rubber tire, especially with the speeds I'm running, you know, and I'm only at 70 miles an hour. It's not like I'm super fast, but the power's there, the wheel speed's there. It's just trying to get a clean run and figure out gearing. So I'm going to end up having to square up this RC again. I'm going to get it flipped over and get this wheelie bar off, because that's the next worst thing. On top of this side letting go, breaking. But everything did what it was supposed to do, even the body. Even though the cage was cut out, the support was there. So the aluminum stretched really bad in that one corner. It twisted it over and twisted it over to the side. So I'm going to unbolt everything, make it flat again. Hopefully try to make this aluminum piece kind of flat again. And hopefully we can continue to use this wheelie bar. But we'll see. I mean, things expensive. Whole back bumper is just messed up. So much binding back here right now. You can see the collapse of this whole section. Nice and smooth. All the gearing, everything else is perfect. You can see the pin is bent right there. It's got a bow to the pin. Yep. So we'll have to fix this rear section and a whole rear bumper support. Chassis is not as twisted as I thought it would be, but it's down to this side. You can see it's not flat. Your RC after a big wreck really sucks. Always one that sticks. Right. So both these got to get fixed up, both differentials, and then I'm gonna see if I can find a chassis, find a control arm, find some hinge pins, find the rear bumper impact, and I think that's it. This hot racing piece is loose, but it's okay. So I'm gonna get to ordering up some parts, but there's your update. That's the Mojave, and it's not just the cost of the KATARs, it's the cost of the damage rubber tire does to your RC car. So just losing $100 on tires isn't as bad as wrecking your RC and having to spend a couple $100 to fix it back up. But there we go. Let me know down in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.